Sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath. It's been a little crazy and wacky morning, and what I mean by that is we finally made it. Whew. Guess I'm a little bit more out of shape than what I expected. So don't judge me there. There's lots of stairs. No, but we finally made it to Roma's creme de la creme, the Colosseum. Like even where we've been staying, we haven't been able to like see it at all. And we come here and it's pandemonium. But of course, I mean, it is the #1 sight to see when you're here in Rome. Oh, sorry, I'm like really out of breath. It's a lot of lines waiting, but we got to skip a lot of it, thankfully, because we had the Roma pass. We got the 72-hour one, and it's pretty cool. Oh. The sheer magnitude of how big this thing is like does not even compare to what you see in videos. Like, I'm really bad at judging size at all, even in videos, and I expected it to be huge, but I can't imagine seeing this while it was relevant and just having people look over and just watch people fight pretty much to the death. We found a wonderful stop here in the Colosseum. As you can see behind me is what appears to be an archway. It was said to be the center point or the entranceway to ancient Rome, where all of the gladiators, you know, when they would come back from war, would come through and they would be celebrated as these wonderful heroes. We finally made it to the very bottom. Well, we're not going quite down there, as you can see, and you can see that there's another stage over there that has more room, but I do believe that you need a tour group or a special ticket for that. But just being down here, pretty much where the floor of what the gladiators would be fighting on, just feels very like a daunting type feeling. Like, it's almost overwhelming, just because you're engulfed by the size of the Colosseum alone. And I can't imagine how it would feel with thousands and thousands of people just cheering you on or booing for you, you know, whether you're popular or not. But I don't want to waste time. I'm gonna have to move just because there is a line for people to take their pictures and what have you here. But hopefully I'll be showing you more once we find it. As you can see on the wall behind me, tons of people have engraved their names directly on the Colosseum walls, to the point where there's not really like many bricks untouched at this point. And as we were walking around, especially on the lower level, you can see signs that says "Do not write on the walls." That should not have to be said. These sites, I mean, have made it through centuries of just everything, and we should just learn to respect it and respect history. So just, you know, when you're here, I mean, you will see it. It makes me feel very sad about it, just because that people are, you know, defacing historic landmarks. But yeah, we're going to be on our way to the Roman Forum now, and I will be seeing you there. It seems very remarkable in size, and it's not that far from the Colosseum or the archway either. It is a little bit of a walk to get down into where the sites and the temples and everything are. I do know that during the Roman periods, it was, I'm probably showing more behind me. It was called the market, or the forum is essentially just what they called it. So it hasn't really changed much since we call it the Roman Forum in the present time. Let's see. So upon first glances, you see columns, which are very typical of the Roman period. You've seen them everywhere, right? They are everywhere. I find stuff like this very interesting, whether I know all the pieces of information or not. I just remember seeing this stuff in my history books. So it just feels very surreal finally being in a place you know, that you read about, you watch, because you know this is a huge part of our history and what's made, you know, what we have today, because they were the pioneers in their time. So we're gonna keep walking and try to make it further down into where the actual pieces, I call them art, because it is art now. Luckily there's not that many stairs. I'm actually really surprised. It does appear to be, for the most part, wheelchair accessible, so you can always keep that in mind too. Oh yeah, the Colosseum was also wheelchair accessible. I did see that they have lifts or elevators, but it's massive. Like, just fascinating that this much archaeological finding still here, this big, and it's not just bits and pieces here and there. I feel bad that I don't really know what's what, but I will still respect everything as we go. So this is the temple of Romulus. So let's see.
This is called today Tempio di Roma.
I'm just reading, as you can see right there. It's in honor of his son who died in childhood. This does appear to be the largest building here, I do believe. There's pieces of other buildings, but this one seems to be the one that is the most intact. And onward we go. Does that sound cheesy to say onward we go? Almost like we're soldiers. No, not really. You'll have to excuse me. We've been running almost non-stop, not a lot of sleep. I'm feeling a little loopy. But it's all worth it. There is just so much to see in Rome. This little area, which kind of looks like a basement, is the so-called Corso, and I'm probably butchering names left and right, so don't hold me accountable. I'm not the greatest person when it comes to pronunciation, especially in any language, including my own. So we're getting very close to the end of the Roman Forum, but I just wanted to take a moment to talk about this big empty space. While there is still like some cement and everything, it has been said that this was the empty forum, I guess is what they called it, during like the early AD period. They used it as an empty space, just for various things, and even when things started to build and grow up, they decided to keep it empty. It is said that they planted a fig and an olive tree both in the northern part of this space, and actually I'll show you a little bit more so that you can see the extent that it extends all the way over there, and that's where they said, I do believe that's north, I hope it is. At least I hope it is. But that's where they said that they had planted both a fig and olive tree, and they kept replanting them because they are considered sacred and very important to the Romans. Hello again. So we finally made it here to the Spanish Steps. It's something that I see in so many videos, so I just wanted to see what this hype was all about. Unfortunately for us, it is a little bit out of the way from where our Airbnbs have been. That's why we've been saving it. But today, as you can see, is gorgeous. It was supposed to rain today, so maybe the rain gods are looking down on us because they know, it's near the end of our vacation. So no complaints here on that. As you can see, it is definitely crowded. There's so many people here, but I can see why. It's a nice little chill spot. But for the fact that, it is free, it's just steps, But you know, you can come here with your lover instead, you know, like a nice little chillax spot. Unfortunately, they did make a law. I'm not sure how strict they are on this law of where there is no eating or drinking, but as you can probably see behind me, there's plenty of people doing it. I hear that you can be fined, so I suggest not doing it because you know there's no sense in rolling the dice of fate. Also, another thing that happened was that on my way down here, there was various men trying to shove roses in my hands. I kept saying no thank you, no thank you, no thank you. I will be making another video that reflects on all of the little tourist traps that you'll find around here. I will be mentioning that, so look out for that video as well. But we're gonna just, you know, keep chillaxing here. So I didn't realize that the square, actually I'm not sure what the name of the square is bigger than what might meets the eye. You see little horses and carriages with their little funny hats. There is what seems to be a little fountain. Obviously this does not compare at all to the Trevi fountain. It's like peep squeak size in comparison, but it is still cool. You know, you might want to use your coins for the Trevi fountain instead, because that is the one that does have the you know, the saying with the 1 coin, 2 coin, 3 coins. From what I understand, it's not all of the fountains. So we've made it to our final and last spot. It's a little bit of a different viewpoint, I guess, just because it is not something that many people have mentioned. It was recommended by a few of our Italian friends or Italian people that we've met along the way. The street is called Via Cola de Rienzo. So basically what this is if you like shopping but don't want to spend an arm and a leg or have to deal with, you know, the designer shops, you know, where they don't have sales or, you know, things are very limited. Well, they do have like pretty good selections from what we saw. There's just no sales, and plus, like, if you're like me from the US, the currency exchange is really not in our favor, so that's the big thing. So, you know, back on to the shopping on the street is Italian designers, so it's authentic to Italy. While you can find, you know, some of these brands, these names elsewhere, their main shops are here. Yeah, these are definitely lesser known, but if you're like me, the whole aspect of it being made in Italy, it being special to Italy, means more to me, in my opinion, than buying, you know, something here that's from a design store like Dior or something like that, where it's not, you know, here, made in Italy. As you can see, they just sort of little boutiques, as you would find anywhere. And I mean, even like the designer shops. So shall we go inside? As it has started to sprinkle a little bit, but we're gonna go ahead and continue shopping and going in and out of stores, but we don't want to mess up our equipment. So this is goodbye. This is going to be wrapping up the end of our Italy series. I really hope that you enjoyed what you've seen. If you have any suggestions, you know, we do plan on coming back. You know, go ahead and comment below your favorite things. You know, if you've been to Italy, what was your favorite things? If you agree with everything that we've showed you. And of course, if you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, as we do plan on you know, visiting more places and, you know, talking about other things in general, and, you know, stuff like that. At least travel related, or as travel related as it can be. So again, this is Arrivederci.